Mr. Hinduja, congratulations on this. Tell me a bit about this new bus.
You see, every effort has been made for the double decker to see how it is better than the competition, not only in looks but also in each and every features what this bus has. And I would like to congratulate my management, my team, the British industry, who really have encouraged us to put money, and we feel so confident that our objective of making this as a international hub for Ashok Leyland, who is the fourth largest bus manufacturer in the world, that all the exports be done from UK.
It looks gorgeous from the outside. You've been inside as well. Your thoughts?
Well, I've been inside the bus. No, this is an excellent day for us. This Optare bus, built in Leeds. It's been lightweighted, which is a real achievement because that obviously reduces the fuel usage, and we're very conscious now of carbon emissions. We're also standing next to Optare's electric bus, and I know that in the future, those two technologies, building this very lovely new design, very attractive, very accessible new design. You can get onto it if you're a disabled person in a wheelchair or with a buggy, will be combined with this electric technology. And if you're in somewhere like London, absolutely essential to move the number of people that we have to move by bus, to have double deckers that also have these very good qualities for air quality and low emissions.
Okay. Mr. Hinduja, I have to ask you this question, and this is a question on the minds of a lot of people. A new government has come in India. You sounded very optimistic when you spoke a short while ago off camera. Tell me a bit about the mood here and your comments, your message to Mr. Modi.
You see, firstly, I would like to congratulate Mr. Modi with the landslide victory what he has got. Since 1984, no one had such an absolute majority. Secondly, British Prime Minister is very keen and eager to see how Indo-UK investment and trade can grow. And I think it's the most opportune time for the British industry and Indian industry to grow together, and we be number one in Europe.
If there's one thing that you'd push him to do, what would that be? One thing that you'd say, Mr. Prime Minister, that's one thing that you need to focus on. What would that be?
Mr. Prime Minister, you have seen the failures of the earlier government. Mainly they were in implementation, and nothing was moving in infrastructure. The first thing he should move is infrastructure. No sooner he does this, things will start improving. Investors will flood in money. They have already started flooding in money just with a hope that this is going to happen. And knowing the Prime Minister, who is a doer, he has proved himself in Gujarat, he can definitely do what he has committed and the basis on which he has got the mandate.
Okay, and ma'am, to you, your government, we've spoken to Prime Minister David Cameron before this as well, and he's very optimistic about the India-UK relation. In fact, he was one of the first major world leaders to pick up the phone and speak to Mr. Modi right after the election. Well, your thoughts?
Well, I think this bus today is a very good example of what happens when India and Britain get together. And in a way, it was very exciting because the puja to welcome this bus, perhaps the first puja that's been here in Covent Garden, but it required the breaking of coconuts, and we're in a place that made itself famous from selling coconuts. I think we have so much that we can do together. This is many breakthroughs in technology on this bus. It very much suits the needs that we have in the British market here, but obviously it is a partly Indian product and a partly British product. Has to be the way of the future.
Do you think the next time the British Prime Minister goes to India, he should take his whole cabinet in this bus and ride from London to Delhi?
Well, if I got the chance to do that, I would be on that bus. It would be incredibly exciting. Okay. We live in a very different world today where partnership, collaboration and trade underpin the economic growth of the future.
Okay, so getting on the bus both literally and metaphorically. And one last thing, Mr. Hinduja, what would you say about trade between the UK and India? Because, the British Prime Minister has set very ambitious targets about bilateral trade. How would you?
The British Prime Minister visited twice India. He is committed. It is unfortunate that India was not able to grab these opportunities. From Britain, we can have best consultants. They are experienced. We can have best technology, innovation, manufacturing, although it is perceived that Britain is going backwards in manufacturing, but being in this manufacturing, I can see there is much more for UK to contribute to India, even in manufacturing. And the low cost what we have in India, if we blend this together, India and UK has tremendous potentiality. Sky is the limit.
Absolutely, and in the next 5 years, after Mr. Modi now takes over as Prime Minister, what would you see one sort of thing between the UK and India which hasn't happened up till now, or you're really hopeful should happen?
I think the first thing he should move is the Bangalore-Mumbai economic corridor, which I think the Prime Minister did sign the protocol, and now the Indian government has to take forward.